Remember when Brendan Gallagher was at an impasse with the Montreal Canadiens? Don't worry about that. That was yesterday. Apparently, they sat down and they worked it out, and this is the best possible outcome for both, I think, Gallagher and for the Canadiens. As I said in the video where I was talking about, the impasse that they apparently reached. They don't want to go down that Max Pacioretty route. Things got really ugly with Max towards the end of his time in Montreal. So Brendan Gallagher, who stands at 5'9", 184 pounds, and is the embodiment of a player who gets taken later in the draft, a player who's not really considered to be an NHL level player due to his size, and proves everybody wrong. He will now be staying in Montreal beyond this season for 6 more years. So that's 7 years altogether, including the last year of this contract and the 6 years of the next contract. He gets a nice healthy raise. So the contract he's finishing out this coming season makes $3.75 million a year. That's the cap hit. $22.5 million in total. The new contract is 6 years. $6.5 million a year, $39 million in total. So Montreal has had some wins over the last week, right? In terms of free agency and trades and all of that. And I'll go ahead and say they've had some wins over the last month and a half. And we can talk about the Domi situation and whether or not keeping Domi would have been better than Anderson, whatever it might have been. But you know what? They get Toffoli. They've got Anderson. It looks like their wings should be pretty strong this year. So Gallagher, who's played 547 games in his career, all in Montreal, 173 goals, 161 assists, 334 points. This season, he led them in goals with 22 in 59 games played, 21 assists, and 43 points. And he is a heart and soul player. He is one of those guys that, players will go into the trenches with him and do anything for him. And Gallagher is, you get the feeling, very, very popular with teammates, likely with coaches as well. So I'm glad Bergevin got this done. Career highs, he had 33 goals last year, 2018-2019. So you have to think if they'd finished out the season this year, he probably would end up with about 27, 28 over a full season of games. 23 assists was his career high, 2014-15, 2017-18. He would have eclipsed that this year if he'd played more games. 54 points was the career high in 2017-2018, and I think he can reach and exceed that. I think he can hit 60 points. But for Gallagher, it's more than just points. 312 penalty minutes in 547 games, so he likely won't get a Lady Byng trophy. 511 hits, not too shabby. And 259 blocked shots. So he does a little bit of everything. He really does. And again, he is a leader. 16 minutes and 3 seconds average ice time throughout his career as a Montreal Canadien, and I would think that will continue. Interestingly enough, he led them in goals with 22. He only had 1 power play goal, 4 power play assists, and only 1 game-winning goal. That tells you that almost everything he did was 5-on-5, and so if their power play gets going, and if Gallagher's on it, he could have a 30-goal season this year easily, just by equaling his production at even strength and finding some goals on the power play. So it's a good move. The Montreal Canadiens show they're in this in 49 games in the playoffs, 11 goals, 14 assists, 25 points for Gallagher, and he will be a Montreal Canadien for a long time to come. So if you're a Montreal fan, you have to be happy about this. The length of the contract means that maybe in year 4, year 5, we might be talking about how he's overpaid now and they want to get out of the contract, blah, blah, blah. For right now, it's good. For right now, everything's fine. We don't usually worry about the long-term contracts until later on in the contract. And at a time where a lot of players are having to take shorter term, they're having to take less money, Gallagher gets a raise, and he gets another 6 years out of it. So he should retire as a Montreal Canadien. Let me know your thoughts regarding that in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.